You should be live. Let's see how quickly the bot's going to pick it up today. The answer is immediately. Beautiful. Just going through and putting things in the chat right now, and then we'll get started properly. Yeah, I will also get the calendar, the standings up real quick, because I know that going into the final week of the season, or going into week 7 even, Polty had a significant lead. So Polty got a 50-point lead, which means he needs to be outscored. Polty needs to be outscored by 7 or more, or he wins the title today. And that's by Zab in second, Amy in third. Amy needs to outscore Polty by 17 more points, I think it is. So no, 16 more points to keep it going until Deep Forest in the final week of the season. As for the constructors, the title, the most you can get in 1 week. So if it's 43 for max only one driver can get, you can get a 12 for second in the sprint, 12 and 22 for second in the feature. So that would make it a 34-point hole for second place. 34, 70, 44, 43 and 34 is 77. The gap needs to be at the end of the day for McLaren to win the title. They currently have a 43-point gap, so they need to outscore BMW by essentially the same amount of coming second. Yeah, actually, it is the exact same amount of double P2. Okay. That's where we start. Everyone hear me okay first off? Just gonna double check if I can do a mic test real quick, see if everything is perfectly fine, and then we can get going. Alright, yep, that's fine. We are good to go. So just give it a minute. Let other people come in. We'll run through the quali lineup. Yeah, we won't be wasting too much time. I'm hoping to get this done by about 6 UK time. So I can actually eat. I definitely did not forget to eat yesterday. That definitely did not happen. Just normal everyday Monday things where I casually get too engrossed in racing and forget food exists. Yeah. Also got a couple of new names on the grid, I think, this time round. So got Simba. I'm not entirely sure of Simba's Discord name, so someone can update me on that. That would be nice. And we've also got Tom C, who is Doll Watcher. I remember that from eval. Hello, Chip. How is everyone doing today? I'm doing good, for reference. Been a pretty fun day. Got a nice relaxing day with uni. Also got to see the absolute amazing amount of people have signed up already for next season. It's incredible. We're also, at the YouTube channel, at 1,000 subscribers. So things are going pretty good, in my opinion. Hello there, Jen. But yeah, as a YouTube channel and that, we've had a pretty good couple of days, and as this Discord server, everything seems to be pointing in the right way as well. Just going through, checking something real quick. Yeah, number currently sits at 94, plus a little with some reserves. Always good to see. But yeah, but a reminder as to where we stand in Tier 4. Coming into the day, Polty has a 50-point lead. That gap, if that gap is higher than 43 at the end of the day, then Polty becomes champion. If that gap is lower than 43, we move on to Deep Forest, which should come later on. All going well, I should start that about 8:30. Maybe a little bit later, so we're between 8 and 9, basically. That way I can say that we've got through the entirety of 4 season and I won't get bullied for late comms anymore. But yeah. And then as for constructors, well, they've got outscored by 34, and the likelihood of that happening in this one particular race is not particularly high. The Dragon Trail will throw a few surprises in there. That Death Chicane is going to be the main focal point of those surprises. It's going to be who takes that the best in this race. And then we'll figure out everything that's going on from there. We've gone for the last 7 minutes now, so we're actually going to go through the grid and start this sprint race. So Zab, once again, I think that might be 3 in a row that Zab's on pole. He hasn't won any of them, so we'll wait and see if he's going to change, if he's going to actually win this one from here. Then you got Clyde second, which is a very good run for Clyde, who has been improving week on week. It's quite interesting to see his improvement race to race at this point. JMS in third in the Audi, Amy in fourth. So Amy's one of the big, one of the 3 left with a chance. It'll be Amy, Zab, and Polty. So Polty's just trying to get over the line. Amy and Zab will be trying to hunt him down. But they've got a good start over him today. They got Zimmer in 5th, Dex in 6th, both the Porsches in the top 6. Simber in 7th. O'Leary in 8th, the first of the McLarens, with Polty, the championship leader, looking to take the championship today in 9th. Orak in 10th, Mo in 11th, Jin in 12th, Fracas in 13th, Tom in 14th, Reveler in 15th, JP in 16th, and everyone is on the sauce for good measure. Alright, with that being said, let's get going. There's 4, 5 red lights. As lights out, and away we go! Down towards turn 1, a little kick to the left there, to the right-hand side, and it looks like Zab has got off to the best start by a country mile. Then you've got Amy, who might be about to take Clyde for second, and she has. She's up in a second already, so it is second in the championship, leading third in the championship as they head into the first chicane. They've all got through safely at the moment. It looks like one of the McLarens had gone slightly wide. Clyde got back in the second, and we'll see which McLaren that is. Seems to be at the back there. Looks like O'Leary's having a bit of an interesting run. Dex has got bad off the line. JP's got up from 16th to 10th. Oh, that didn't look good. That's a Mazda. That's Fracas. That's Fracas in the wall. In the gravel for good measure. We'll have a look at how that happened. Oh, he just missed it. He just missed the breaking point. Yep. Got it all sorts of wrong. Oh, that's the end of his sprint race. Dullwatcher just trying to go around Jin at the moment. Didn't quite get that. Orak and JP are fighting. JP's lost out a place to Polty, who's currently back into 10th. Dex in 9th, trying to go the long way around O'Leary. Not going to get it from there. And it goes on the curb as well. Yeah, they're never going to see. You're not going to do well going way out there and then shallow in on the second part of this S section. That's just going to cost him 3, 4, 5 places. He's all the way down to 14th now. And he's going to go into this hairpin corner. Yeah, he's just losing out massively at Dex. He's just got to do that better. We go to the dash chicane for the first time at the front of the grid. Zab is away. Clyde made it through. Amy made it through. Looks like Zimba made it through as well. Up in the 4th he goes. With JMS trying to get that position back that he lost earlier on. Gets it without much of a difficult time. It looks like the Ferrari may have scraped the wall on the edge of the death chicane. JMS, so JMS back up to 4th. That didn't look good. They just about avoided contact, I think. Going up the hill, and JMS holds on to that place. The Mo and Zimmer are going at it. The Beetle getting the better of the Porsche that stands. Then you got O'Leary driving on a dome right now, and I think his teammates, there was a car following him. Other right now, Polty's dropping quite drastically. I'm going to go back to the front because I think we've got a couple of overtakes that just happened. Fighting at the front. Let's go Amy and Clyde. Oh, Zab's gone back here. Zab's come back. And oh, there goes Clyde into the lead of the race for about 3 seconds. I'm not entirely sure what happened to Zab. I'm guessing it had to be on the way up the hill, back into the home straight. And he dropped it. He must have dropped it. And then Clyde got back, and then Clyde dropped it as well. So Zab's got his way back into the lead. That's a nice voice break. But yeah, Zab's got his way back into the lead. Amy's currently in 2nd, and this is the worst possible scenario right now for Polty. These two are the two trying to hunt him down. Polty's currently scoring 2 points, and these guys are scoring 15 and 12 apiece. Zab got the one for qualifying on pole position as well, so the gap is currently at a nice round 49 instead of you can tell that is talking a nice round 50 beforehand. Amy, but yeah, as it stands, that gap will come back below the 43, so Polty's going to have a good feature at this point. Clyde went a little bit deep there. James in 4th, Mo's in 5th, Zimmer in 6th, Zimmer in 7th, O'Leary in 8th, Polty in 9th. Has got clear from Aurak in 10th just a little bit. Dexter's got back up into 11th after what can only be classed as a really bad start. Then you got Jin in 12th, and then Doorwatch in 13th, Evelyn 14th, JP, who has started brilliantly, is all the way back down in 15th without much, well, I don't even know what went on, but he got damaged now. That's not how you do the death chicane. That's a certain fracas. Is tailed off at the back. Anyone else pick up damage from the death chicane? They did. It was Simba, who's having a bit of a mare right now. Again, just a little bit too heavy. A little bit too hot-handed out of the death chicane. Got damage straight out the death chicane. Now is under fire. Here comes Zimmer and O'Leary. Simba needs to get that car stopped. Oh, did, but got in a little bit of a collision with O'Leary. O'Leary realistically had nowhere else to go there. Simba drops to 8th. Polty's fighting in with Dex for 10th place now. Oh, for 9th. Dex is trying to take it off of him. Last thing Polty needs is to lose more points. Looks like Aurak's going side by side with the Porsche. And that's going to give Polty a bit of breathing room because Aurak's through, and I think Jin might be about to go through as well. Or was, until he went far too wide on the exit of the chicane in turn 3. He's got a far better turn 5 though. Here comes Dex on the inside, Jin on the outside. Jin, again, a bit too wide. A little bit just too hot into some of these corners, and it will do his no help whatsoever if he keeps keeping that up. The top 3 right now have got a little bit of a gap. Zab to Amy and then to Clyde. I don't think Clyde has ended higher than 9th prior to this. This has been a really good race so far from him, and in qualifying as well. The Germans are starting to take over in Tier 4. The Ukrainian just made a mistake on the exit of the dash chicane there, and now he's under fire, and Amy is going to go round and into the lead of the race because Zab's got damage. Zab made the mistake on the exit of the dash chicane, and, well, the Genesis is going to pick that up every day of the week. Amy's just got to keep in mistake 3 now. And the chances will appear to close that gap. Zab in 2nd, Clyde in 3rd, James in 4th, Mo in 5th, Zimmer in 6th, O'Leary 7th, Zimmer in 8th, who hasn't made a second mistake after the one on the prior lap. And they got Polty in 9th, who's now defending from Aurak in 10th. And then Dex in 11th, Jin in 12th, and the rest are a little bit tailed off at this point in this race. We're on lap 4 of 10, so not far away from the halfway point. We'll wait and see if there's going to be anything that happens that brings Polty back into this race just a little bit. He's got purple at the moment on lap 4. I doubt he stayed there though, because of the amount of cars that are in front of him. He'll get caught in the dirty air eventually. He is really going after Simba in this position now. Championship, the headline in this sprint race at the moment is that the championship leader is being pegged back. Going forward, nothing really happening there. Let's go back into the death chicane now then. Clyde survives. It looked like Zab survived, but it wasn't particularly clean. Looked like Amy survived as well. So all three get through. JMS has a good run. Same with, well, I don't know if Mo did, but he just has dropped a little bit off of JMS. Zimmer, however, has dropped comfortably off the back of that Beetle. O'Leary and then Simba, who's getting a good run at all things with Poulty directly behind him, as Poulty's putting in one of the laps of the race here. He's going to be able to put up a really good lap here. Not quite not quite fastest lap time though. The yellow flag, I think that was. Not sure I don't know if I saw the yellow flag symbol pop up for a split second there. If it did, it was at the back. It might have been at the back because there's a couple of people dropping. Oh, there's a yellow flag here as well. The real question is, who is it? It looks like it might be multiple people. Let's have a look. Going further forward, I think it's a couple of people at the front here. It's Clyde. Clyde has gone, that's a certain. Oh, Clyde dropped back. Poulty gained an extra position on, I think it might have been Simba in the process. Yeah, Simba had a bit of a mare as well. So Poulty gained 2. Clyde had a great race up until that point, then dropped the ball. And there goes Poulty wide, and Simba's gone through, and so has Aurak. And the couple of places gained for Poulty have both just disappeared in one corner. If you're Zab and you're Amy, you're loving this. Poulty can't get anything together. You two are gone. No mistakes now, and there's a good chance this lead is going to be eaten in just a slight bit, or enough to drop below the 43. Never mind, that's the magic number! Up! What was we just talking about about not making the mistakes, and he piled himself into the wall of the dash chicane again. JMS is going to take that, moves up in a second, takes advantage of the mistake, and Zab, if you want to have, well, Zab's just handing this on a plate in terms of the race to Amy in the championship to Poulty. You can't be making that mistake multiple times in this race. But yeah, JMS is in second now. Sab's just got to get it going. Help, Jill. He just hasn't been so far. These three have managed to get themselves a little bit of daylight to Zimmer, who is currently in 5th, who himself has daylight to O'Leary behind him. Quite comfortable daylight, actually. Then you got Aurak, Simba, and Poulty. Poulty almost went into the back of Simba there, as they went into the second of the 90-degree right-handers there. Just having a look at future competition. You're not coming this low. I tell you that much. I would be very surprised if you're any lower than 2. Yeah, Jin just off the back of Poulty at this point in time, and then you've got the 5 at the back, and well, Clyde as well. Just realistically had a chance to get it going and improve on his race position so far, but it hasn't worked out that way. Jin is lagging just a little bit, and what looked to be so dominant for the Germans has fallen apart just a little bit in tier 4 here. Jin, that's the wall. Jin, that is also, oh no, there's a little bit of lag. I thought he was going straight to the wall for a minute then. Looks like Simba's got a bit of a, well, Poulty's got a bit of a run on Simba here. Looking for a move, could have done it, but Simba's parked his car rather expertly there, in the middle of the track, and just closed the door. He's saying that if you're going to go past, you're going to have to work your way past, because I'm not letting you have anything easily. And that's how you defend pretty well in this kind of race. You just let the clock tick down and force the person behind you to try and make that move, to try and force the error. Zab in third right now. JMS is cleared off in front of the Mazda here. Mazda's got a... It's not been a good season for the Mazda. It just flat out has not been a good season for the Mazda. And they've got to look for something to end on right now, because Fracas is Fracas was off the track again at the start, so he's at the back. He's in that group that are rather tailed off, that will be fighting for all the places outside of the reverse grid pole. Yeah, it's been rather underwhelming, I think, for the Mazdas. You've got the Audi JMS looking, just showing why the original demotion may have been a little bit too far-fetched. He's had multiple podiums since hitting Tier 4. Had that one race win back in Interlagos as well, but since that point, Amy has been on an absolute tear. Barely anyone else has won a race since Interlagos, outside of Kyoto, which Amy didn't race. So it's been a great end to the season for that Genesis. JMS currently has the fastest lap of the entire race so far, 37.7, so you take the point off the board from the championship fight as well. Continue on, we're on lap 8. Mode's just dropping off the back of Zab as well. Zimmer at a healthy distance. Then you've got O'Leary, Aurak, Polty, Jin. What has happened to... Where's Polty? Oh, Polty's in 8th, there it is. I'm not entirely sure what happened to Simba. You might be right, let's have a look. Dash chicane. He got dashed. Oh, that didn't even look like he hit it. He was on purple as well. Well, slightly purple, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Simba's chip. Ah, okay, so that makes more sense. So the Tier 6 champion driving in Tier 4, that is, yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake. It didn't even look like you hit it. That'll gain Polty an extra position then. Okay, so Simba is chip. Got it. Got it. I forgot that was about the point where we moved you up. Already won Tier 6 by this point, which is an amazing achievement, by the way. So the Tier 6 champion in here. And soon to be Tier 4 champion as well is currently on your screen. Is champion elect, because I don't see a way that 50 points gets overturned in 2 races, but it would be a good start if you're Amy, and Amy in particular. Zab's going to get a decent amount of points, bring him inside the 43, but he'll probably be a little bit disappointed at the fact that it's not a larger haul of points. If anything, it's actually going to turn it to 43 right now, or be 42, with the point per pole. So that means that in the feature race, as it stands, we've got through 2.5 laps of this race to go, but as it stands in the feature race, Polty would have to outscore Zab to put himself as champion. Polty just not been able to put too much together around here. It's just kind of, I get this sense that he's just in survival mode right now. Yeah, you can see the JMS and Amy are just well off in front of Zab, who's got a bit of an issue again, because he hit, yet again, he hit the dash chicane too hot on the outside. And he's made the same mistake 3 times now in this race. Usually you don't get away with the same mistake 3 times. Zab currently has. You get out of this with a minuscule amount of damage. But he's going to be thinking he should be up there beside Amy. He would probably be right. A couple of guys dropped far off the back now. Timbers in 10th, JP in 11th. Then you got Doll Watcher in 12th, Rebel in 13th. Dexter's fighting him, and then Brackus and Clyde are obviously the 2 big spinners in this one. Clyde had his moment at turn 3, on the exit of turn 3, and Brackus at the exit of 4. Clyde get a very good exit there out of the final corner. That was a nice little double move there. On the outside on the way in to the into the hairpin, and then on the inside on the way out. That was a tongue twister. As Clyde gets himself back up in a 13th. Into 15th, sorry. 13th is currently the battle we'll watch between Reveille and Dex. And Reveille might have got a bit too wide for this. He has, and Dexter will take that every day of the week. Up in a 13th he goes. So we've got any more battles. We've got Aurak just in front of Polty here. The battle for 7th. It's probably the closest battle we've got right now. Outside of potentially this triplet. Amy's got a little bit of a gap to JMS. See if anyone's got damage or made a mistake on this dash chicane. It does not look like it. Yeah, everyone got through that one perfectly fine. O'Leary's got some time to make up if he's going to gain a place higher than 6th. Bear in mind that the McLarens need to outscore the BMWs by 34 to win the championship today. Not really happening right now because Aurak is 1 place ahead of Paul. It's kind of just 1 place ahead of each other, so it's not 34, it's 2 gap between the teams right now, and that would make winning the championship in Croatia for the constructors nigh on impossible. Just a feature race on its own. See if anyone else has made any mistakes going through. Does not look like it. It looks like everyone's rather safe right now. Polty, Aurak and Jin are really close to each other. Jin decided that he did not actually want to turn to the right there. Took an age and a half to get round that turn 5. You can tell by the way he dropped off the back of Aurak and Polty. Maybe his tyres might be starting to drop off just a little bit. Polty's gone a little bit too deep into the first of the S's and then the second of the S's for good measure. Him and Aurak are still there, and they're about to head towards the death chicane. And talking about the death chicane, we're pretty much through it at the front. Amy got through it, and she is fine. And she right now is untouchable. With 1 corner to go between her and another Tier 4 win. And she rounds it. No exit trouble at all. Which means up the hill, she will just stroll to another Tier 4 win here in the sprint at Dragon Trail. JMS will get another podium for good measure. Zab will think he should have done better than 3rd, but he'll take the podium. Zimmer will get 4th. Mo will get 5th. O'Leary will get 6th. Aurak is going to hold out from Polty for 7th. Polty gets 8th, so he gains 3 points on the day. So far, Jin 9th, Simba 10th. That'll round out your points. So that will be 10 plus the point for Paul for Zab. Means he's got 11 here, and Polty scored 3, so the 8-point gap cuts it down to 42. Amy scored 15. Polty scored 3. So that's 12 points. So that gap shuts down to 47. And then yeah, that's the things you can look at right now, right? That's what you're kind of looking at for the championship. The constructors for the drivers, in terms of the constructors, they only gain 2 points total. So nothing really changed on that front. The only difference is now the gap isn't 43, it's now 45. We go through. 3 players will just get Croatia back up. Or the Seaside, and we'll find where O'Leary put the feature. There it is. While that downloads, yeah, the championship is a little bit close in terms of whether or not Polty's going to win it here in Croatia now. He actually has to outscore Zab, because if Zab ends, well, if Polty doesn't beat Zab here, then the championship will go, however improbable, will mathematically go to Deep Forest. Same goes with Amy. If Amy scores, I think Amy can get away with it being 4 points more, so 2 extra positions higher than Polty. And then we'll see whether or not, and then that will decide whether or not we get a champion tonight. Alright, so we'll go through the grid now then. Everyone's choosing a little bit of different tyres as they have multiple voice breaks in that one sentence. So Simba starts on the mediums, soft for Jin in second, which is an interesting choice. Not entirely sure I'd start on the softs. I can understand the medium soft being an attempt. Probably more likely to do around here, actually. The tyre wear did not look high in the sprint whatsoever. But I wouldn't start on them. You can see why he has, but I personally wouldn't. Mediums for Polty in third, and Polty starting in third would probably spell the end here, but we'll wait and see if that is how that unfolds. I reckon fourth on the medium tyres hard, so Leary, which not sure I expected from McLaren. Mediums on Mo's car, then it's medium for Zimmer in 7th, hard for Zab in 8th. Hard for JMS, and for Amy in 9th and 10th. JP in 11th on the hard. Dexter on the mediums in 12th. Dollwatcher in 13th on the hard tyre in the Ferrari. Then you've got the Lexus on the hards as well. Mediums for the Aston Martin in 15th for Clyde. Fracas then on the hard tyres at the back. Who desperately needs a good result. Desperately needs something to hang his hand on at all in this season. But yeah, with that being said, 25 laps around Dragon Trail Seaside. And it's 3, 2, 1, and we are off and running, following the Ferrari at the front. The Tier 6 champion, currently driving in Tier 4 as a test of pace. Let's see what he can do from the front. Jin's got softs on his car to start with and already given me a warning about his strategy. Polty also tried to dive there at the start into turn 2 and missed wildly, as he is now a decently sized gap off of Jin in second, the Orak in third. Apparently didn't get the in fourth, so he didn't get the greatest start either. Then you got Mo, followed by Zimmer, two of the slow top-line speed cars in 5th and 6th. They should be fairly decent around this track of all things. This looked a little bit deep. That looked a little bit wild. Yeah, it's I'm not sure going too deep there is the right strategy. You probably want to be shallow, open up the second part, the S's. Well, what do I know? Looks like Simba still had the lead of this race from Jin, then Polty, then Orak, then Zimmer, then O'Leary, and Zabin is still in for 8th, sorry. Then it's JMS, Amy! Amy's round to the sprint winner! Might not be winning this one. Oh, Amy's round as we head towards the dash chicane for the first time. Has anyone made a mistake? There's no way he's done it again. There's no way he's done it again. Zab into the corner. Nope, it was O'Leary that kicked up the dirt. It was O'Leary that did it. Okay, so it wasn't Zab this time. It was O'Leary and the McLaren in front. And this will open the door. Will he get the door opened all the way? He's gone deep into this hairpin. Far too deep into this hairpin. Where are you going? And JMS will say thank you very much to both of them, because O'Leary's now in firing range and Zab decided he didn't like the track anymore. Here comes JMS to the inside, and they're headed to turn 1 on lap 2, and oh yeah, JMS is not going to say no to that anytime soon. Take that position without much asking for. I think that might be getting O'Leary here as well. It's going to be close. It's definitely going to be close. Zab's going to get him though. Well played by Zab to get the place back for almost about 5 seconds. He touched a little bit of grass on the outside. It almost looked disastrous. O'Leary got a good exit. We'll see. We'll go forward in a minute, see what's happening. It looks like O'Leary just had a mare there to go further to the back, actually, because Clyde now up in 11th, Jackson 12th, Revelet 14th, Dollwatcher 15th, Amy 16th. But not a good stop for the three at the back. And then we go toward the front. We've got a four-way battle right now. Zimmer tail in the pack with Mo in 5th. Then it's Zorak, and then it's Polty. So Polty gained the position. Bearing in mind, all Polty has to do is beat Zab and Amy for good measure. Amy has to beat Polty by 2 places. Whereas Paul, he just needs to beat his two championship rivals and he will become champion here in Croatia. Here comes Mo. Mo's gone far too deep there. He never get in that position now. He might come back. JMS might... Oh, JMS is too far back for him to do anything about it. Simba's lost the lead of the race to Jin, but Jin is on soft tyres, so we kind of expected that to happen. This is another one of these tracks that if you do a two-stop, then I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't know what to tell you. Two-stopping at Dragon Trail is just objectively a bad idea. So it's got to be it's got to be soft something. He's having a good run at this so far. Got himself a little bit of a gap. He needs to now use those softs to build as much as he can. And then you've got a couple of guys trying to chase him down right now. Simba's the closest one, the Tier 6 champion. And then we've got the Tier 4 champion elect. In third. With a lot of pressure on Jim right now. Then you've got Arak and Mo there as well. There's no way he's going for this in the dash chicane. There's no way. And rightfully so. It's a good idea just for self-preservation of both drivers, if nothing else. He's got a better exit. A far better exit. On the inside he goes. Should be able to do this on the inside now. Late braking. Just about gets close enough to the apex to shut the switchback attempt off and gets the position on Arak. That's well driven by Mo. Even if he did look a little bit too deep in that hairpin. JMS in 6th rather comfortably at the moment, and then we've got O'Leary and the Dex and Zimmer, who's dropped all the way from 5th to 9th, and then Zab is currently in 10th. It's got hard tyres on and a little bit of damage to the front of his car. Now he gets past Zimmer. Up into 9th goes Zab. Gonna gain 6 places here. Looks like again, just a bit too careless this time from Zab. I'm guessing on the inside wall at the exit of the dash chicane instead of the outside wall on this occasion. We have a decent amount of fighting back here. Doorwatcher's got up into 13th, Prevalent 14th. Amy's got past Fracas, who again is tailed off. This is becoming... This has to be miserable at this point for Fracas in that Mazda. It's a car that he has been synonymously good with in the past. It has not treated him well this season. Revelet going after Doorwatcher in this race. Gonna go to the inside potentially. Nope, respect it, backed off. Oh, Doorwatcher got it wrong! Doorwatcher went too deep! Revelet, get on the throttle, please! Oh, he didn't. It looked like, it just felt like he was stuck in the mud getting out of that hairpin. I'm not entirely sure why. Certainly should have had that position on Doorwatcher there. There goes JP and Clyde. Clyde has had a lot of pace today. Had the mistake in the first race, which kind of neutralized him up to this point. He's now looking to try and take 11th place off of JP, and then the next guy that'll be for him to overtake will be second in the championship. Bearing in mind, oh, the yellow flag. There's a yellow flag. Who is it for? There's a switchback attempt here for JP. Clyde still got it. I'm not entirely sure. That looks like a Beetle. It is a Beetle. That's Mo. And Clyde got past JP. That's well defended in the end. Oh, never mind. A little bit of a switchback attempt potentially. Nope. JP stuck in for a split second and then decided against it. Here comes Zab and Mo. Zab and Mo. Mo's just got the late break on Zab again. And Mo has kept that 9th position after his spin on out of turn 3 this lap. Oh, O'Leary just getting a little bit sideways there with the McLaren out of that pin. that didn't look good either. Yeah, he's had to slow that all the way down. He's had to slow that multiple, yeah, at least a gear, as Mo just drives on by without many issues whatsoever. O'Leary just got a dash chicane all sorts of wrong. Mo, there's a corner for you to hit at some point in the near future if you want to hit at any point. He does still stay ahead of O'Leary, who also didn't hit the apex. Zab did, and now he's a lot closer. Clyde as well there, and then JP is significantly off the back. Something. Well, he must have had a pretty poor lap here. Comes Zab to the inside of O'Leary. Gets it with a little bit of late braking and just kind of placing his car. O'Leary had nowhere to go. So Zab up in the 9th. Polte is still in 3rd. Amy is nowhere to be seen. Going further forward, Dex is in 6th right now. The Porsche starting to work their way back through. JMS in 5th, Borak in 4th. And the front 3 are gone. And when I say gone, I usually mean it's like 2 or 3 seconds. No, they are gone. That's probably the upside of 5 seconds, that gap, I think, to Borak right now. That gap is massive. Simba and Jin are kind of gone here as well. Chips had good pace in the sprint. Might have good pace here as well in the feature. We'll see if anything's going to happen at the front. So Jin is now into the pits. Why? You've done 6 laps. You could have at least got one more out of those softs. What are you doing? Your tyres look a little bit worse for wear, but they're not bad. They were about like 15-20% left. You could have got one more, at the absolute least, on that soft tyre without question. I don't think it would have tanked time too much either. Either way, it's released Simba now and Polte as well. Those two very much ahead of Borak, who's just coming around turn 5 now. And these guys are already at the end of the sector, heading down towards the CS section. Your testing may have said no, Jin, that mathematics would go against you, especially from what we've just witnessed. Yeah, you probably would have survived one more. I reckon you would have. But we're never going to get the answer to that question now. As again, the McLarens are not enjoying the dash chicane in the slightest. You just had to slow it all the way back down. This time that was Polte, who just could not get the dash chicane stopped quick enough. Simba likes a wide line, then following it into the inside where Polte takes that narrow line. And it seems to have served him just a little bit better there. Now Borak, and then you've got JMS. They're two now fighting for the bottom step of the podium because I think Jen has decided to do a 2-stop. Looks like Zimmer in 5th, then Dex in 6th, so it's Porsche versus Porsche. Porsche versus Porsche here. Dex going to go for this. Maybe a little bit of a tap on his own teammate. Definitely a tap on his own teammate now. And they've come together and Dex lets him back through. Zab nowhere near them. Zab has got to find a way through. Amy's back up in the 9th now as well. No reminder, we're 8 laps of the 25 through. Or on to lap 8, sorry, 7 laps through. And Zab needs to beat, well, Zab needs to beat Polte. And Amy needs to beat Polte by 2 positions. So there is a lot to play for right now, and neither of these drivers are making any sorts of dents whatsoever. Obviously, if Polte wins the race here, that'll be that. If Polte ends 2nd here, if Zab would then have to win the race for it to matter. it looks like Dex may have had an issue there. Dex hasn't got damaged, but he's significantly worse off through the death chicane. You see the two cars in front fighting out as well. I believe it's JMS and Orak for the 15th time tonight. We continue on in this race. Zab is still trying to hunt down these two Porsches. He needs the 2 places on these Porsches as soon as he can get them. Make his life just slightly, ever so slightly easier. I'm pretty sure if Zab ended one place above, well, Polty ended one place above Zab, but Zab got fastest lap. I still think Polty wins the championship on countback here. Don't really see that being the necessary scenario tonight, though. Just getting a bit shallow there. Not even a bit shallow there, it's just kind of awkward on the entry rather than flowing through, which you need to do on these S's. Amy in 9th, so Amy's the first one of the group at the back. Then you got Mo in 10th after his mistakes in this race so far. Then you got O'Leary in 11th, who not enjoyed this one either by the looks of things, dropping a little bit further back. That 146 won't help. Here we go into the dash chicane again. I think O'Leary needs to kind of just step up the game a little bit. You can carry a lot more speed through that dash chicane, even in the McLaren. Jin in 12th, who's on a fresh set of medium tyres. He's pit already, and a 2-stopper around here just, I don't understand. I don't understand the call. We've seen it a couple of times from JP. We saw it earlier in the season as well from Zelda. 2-stop on a track, but a 2-stop just does not make sense. There's not enough tyre wear on this track for a 2-stop to be functional. Oh, O'Leary going a bit deep. O'Leary going very deep, and that was made very easy for Jin. Jin just made him look like a sitting duck. We'll take that place without much effort. The front, oh, Dolwatcher is having a bad time of it now. Dolwatcher is at the back. Fracas in 15th is not having a good time of it either. Release Revelit's up beside JP. Yeah, these two relatively tailed off already behind, pit stop behind Jin. After that first stop, but Jin also has to go again. Oh, Clyde, that's a wall. Clyde, you don't want to be doing. You don't want to be there. Say that much. Oh, just about survived that as well. You know, Zab needs to get past Dexter. Yeah, he needs to get past Dex just a little bit. You can see the cars in front of him because at the back, the front end of the straight there, it's where he needs to be with all the cars turned round in turn 1 into turn 2. Needs to be in and around that point because you can see the gap that Polty and Timber have to the rest of the group. Tier 6 champion versus Tier 4 champion elect, and that'll be a good battle. I'm very intrigued to see where Chip's pace actually is at this point in time. We're focusing more on this one. Continue through this race up to this point, lap 11. We're not too far away from pit stop. Zab getting right up to the back of that Porsche, getting all nice and friendly now. Can he get himself involved in something somewhat resembling an overtake? He needs to, but Dex comes over and cuts that door very, very short and gives him no real space to make that move, and it's well defended. Zab's got a German onslaught following on the back of him right now. Dex getting a really bad exit out of the dash chicane there. This might be it. This might be the opportunity Zab needs. This is going to be the opportunity Zab wants to take. Up the inside, gets it. Pit stop now for Zimmer, so take another position to him. In comes the Porsche. Dex has got a lot less fuel than Zimmer does. I'm not entirely sure the difference between the two of them in terms of the fuel saving. That's absolutely astounding and almost double the fuel in Zimmer's car right now. Clyde tagging the back of Zab there. There's Zab now up in the 5th. 2 places behind Polty and a long way in terms of distance. We're only halfway through this race and this already might require a crash. Because this has very much been get out the way early and then just see ya. They drove very much into the distance at the start. This is where I expect to see most of the pit stops start to form. Around about the halfway point in this race. Looks like Zab going through the dash chicane. Nice and tidy this time. Wide not so much. Amy getting through. Simba is now in the pit. Going through. Dex has got a 3-second time penalty. Cut the entrance. Well, I'm actually going to take a guess and say cut the entrance into the pit. Sorry. Instead of the exit out. He's now right behind Frackers. Then you got Doll Watcher and then O'Leary and JP who have also pit on the prior lap. Dex is now serving his penalty. Doll Watcher's nowhere in sight though. Mo now into the pits. Revelit's here. Zimmer obviously. Choose stop pick. Really? Why? I have seen a lot of strategies. This is a confusing one. It's definitely a confusing. This is not a 2-stop track. This is just not a 2-stop track. There's only effectively two 2-stop tracks in the game, and that is Brands Hatch and Alsace. You might also Kyoto because actually there's 3. Kyoto because of the high tyre wear. You get away with it there. But it's always high tyre wear tracks or Brands Hatch's pit lane, which is like 3 seconds long. Hello, Alessandro. You just caught me in a time where I'm bewildered by tier 4 strategy. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to roll off the 2 stopping tracks. This is not one of them. This is if you're on softs right now, you're in trouble. Jin already, yeah, but one with 1 stop. Yeah, there's a couple that won with a 1 stop if you could do it at Kyoto. Kyoto was a toss-up. I can understand it there, but here, you can have all the clean air you want. You don't have an absolute chance against Polty and Simba right now with a 2 stop. You just don't. They are comfortably ahead of you 2 stopping. It's not esports. The alternate, the extra stop is not what works here. I will be very surprised if you do well, if you manage to get a podium at this point, but that's besides the point. Enough bewilderment on strategy. Polty is still out right now, and I doubt he's going to get to a medium soft. I mean, he is going to try and do 15 here. Or 14 at the very least on the medium tyre. I can imagine it'll be 14-11. I don't think those tyres are going very much longer. He might want one more. But one more will bring him. He's going to go for one more. I don't know if that one more will bring him into soft range. Those medium tyres are... It'll be interesting. I don't know. Well, Jin could have done at least 6 or 7. Who won the sprint? Amy won the sprint. Not really touched on the way through either. Zab through it as well. I don't know. You did this one stop. You, Polty and company and Simba, sorry, John. But you three were pretty much off of into the distance at the start. Massive difference between you guys and then JMS and 4th. Oh, JMS and Orak. And Orak is here on soft tyres as well now. I'm intrigued seeing what Tier 4 saw that the rest of the group, in terms of the higher tiers, just didn't. We did not see anything that indicated remotely a 2-stop. I'm very intrigued to see what could have made this bit quicker. They're 1-stop apiece right now, and Simba's ahead of Vorak already. Zab's still out at the moment as well. I could see Zab going hard soft. That could be interesting. Might gain Zab a couple of positions here. He's still got to beat Polty. Polty's going one more. That's a ballsy decision. Those tyres are going to be screaming at him. He certainly isn't getting anything further than this lap. Those tyres are going red. Zab now into the pits. And that's actually going to be a medium tyre. He's not putting soft on from here. That's going to be a medium tyre for Zab. 2-stop here for Jin. 2-stop here for Zimmer. Simba's technically second. Well, net P1 actually. I think he was ahead of Polty before he came in. So we'll see if he'll continue to be in front of Polty when Polty eventually pits. It is a lot. He's done it well on the McLaren, but I don't know if he's going to get the softs to the end from here. He's definitely going to bleed both sets of tyres dry, that's for certain. Not sure if it's a risk I would have been willing to take this when you could have won the championship tonight, but we'll wait and see if that pays off for him. Well, Simba here in second, P4 on the track, they've Orak right behind him. Orak will get by, but obviously he will have to pit soon because he's gone onto the soft, so he's 2-stopping here. And then Simba will take that place back and have about a 16-second advantage, I think. It might even be a little bit longer than that. Here comes Polty. There you go, he's out of fuel and certainly out of tyre. They've actually managed to keep some white left on that tyre, which is rather impressive. It's I can only assume he stayed out that long to go on a soft tyre out of it. Right, so 2-stop in second, 2-stop in third, and then 5th and 6th both 2-stopping as well. So Clyde's on a... I guess when the rest of the team is also 2-stopping, the 2-stop is not a dangerous tactic. And you got JMS on the mediums, he's 1-stop for Zab as well on the medium tyres now, so he's got to get some positions. Got to get a move on now. Mo's 2-stopping, Amy's on a 1-stop as well on the medium tyres here. O'Leary 1-stopping, he's on the mediums, he pitted fairly early. Looks like he pitted on lap 10. Then you got Fracas on the mediums as well. Revelit mediums for Doll Watcher at the back, and then someone's already quit out. Not entirely sure who it is, but we'll wait and see. Polte's come out now. Polte is on softs, and he is considerably ahead of Simba. Look at that. That's a rather wide margin in the end between the two drivers. I'm guessing that it was medium hard there for Simba. So he's now on the harder compound. Whereas Polte's gone the other way and been able to get more laps out of that medium tyre for good measure. So it does explain why the gap has kind of opened the opposite way. But I think, without a mistake now, this is Polte to lose. I think Polte should end up winning this race. Could be a very good debut here for Chip though in Tier 4. Clyde now into the pit stop, his set of softs. So the two stops are now starting to kick in for some people. Polte is now on soft, yeah. Polte is now on soft. He's been doing this all season in the McLaren. Wherever people can't, he's been picking it up, doing it, and well, he's been quick, but his strategy has been the main divider. Realistically, he goes very deep there into turn 5. You got Jin in first on the track, then you got Zimmer after that, Polte in third, Orak in fourth, Zimmer in fifth, Dexter in sixth. Oh, that's a nice time to switch to a slide in JMS, who was in seventh. Oh, he got too much of the curb on the inside of turn 4. And then just caught everything on the way out. Yep, and then tried to get on the throttle on some grass outside of 5. And yeah, that will do it. That will do it for certain. The real question now is whether or not a company like Jin have enough of a gap in terms of a pit stop to Zab. There is a potential podium for Zab here. Obviously a podium isn't enough if Polte ends in front of him. Because the fastest lap, everyone else is going on the soft, so the fastest lap is all but out of the question. In comes Jin off his mediums, and then Zimmer off of his soft. So we're going to get an answer to the question now. They're both going to go onto soft tyres. Polte's going to take a quite considerable lead of this race now. Dexter in off his softs as well. He'll be behind Zab for 100%. Certain. Coming down the straight, Zab will get past Dex. Is he going to get out in front of Jin? Jin behind. There you go. There's one. There's two. Zimmer's beating Jin out. Oh, Jin's put in a little bit more fuel, I'm guessing. So Zimmer's beating him out. And that's Zab a little bit further up the road there. Which does mean that Zab is currently on track for P3. Obviously, P3 is not enough right now. Which is incredible to say. 2 P3s on the day would not be enough to stop Polte from winning the championship. Looks like as it stands, the gap is effectively going to be what it was at the beginning of the day. Right now, it's a 5 point separating Polte and Zab. In the feature, 8 points total if you had the pole in the opposite direction. So he's only going to gain 3 as it stands, and gaining 3 brings the points total from 50 to 47. That won't be enough. Amy also needs a miracle at this point, and that miracle is a Polte crash. And we've seen so far this season that Polte is not one to make mistakes. There's still the dash chicane. It is still doable. It's never say never right up until the end on this track. But we are now on to lap 20 and the clock is ticking. And that clock is ticking further and further towards the championship being decided here in Croatia. We'll have the constructors go into next week, but as it stands, that won't be much of a battle either. Jin currently in 5th right now. He's getting 16 points on the day. That'll be 9 points further in Polty's favour, and then it looks like Orak is now behind. Oh, we got a little bit of a fight here between James and Zimmer. And you got Amy in 6th right now as well. Amy's not doing too bad, trying to recover her rates from the start. Oh, JMS is the wrong way again. Same place, same. I'm guessing the same mistake. He goes down here into turn 4. Too shallow? Yep, too shallow. Got too much on the inside. Clipped it with the back tyres. Round the corner, yep. O'Leary moves up a place there. O'Leary's beating Orak by 4 points. So that will make it, what, 13 added to it. On what was a 45-point gap, it's only 58. Bear in mind the gap needs to be 77 to win the Constructors' Championship tonight. So they're going to be missing out by about 19. In other words, they need Jin for McLaren to clinch it now, they need Jin to spin. Quite badly. But yeah, if not, then they'll just clinch it in Deep Forest next week anyway. Let's see, is there any battles going on further forward? It looks like Zimmer's got a little bit of a gap to Jin now. And neither of them are rather catching up to Zab in any way, shape or form. And the clock is just ticking down. We're now on the 21. There's 5 to go. We have now done 20 laps of this 25-lap race. We are 80% of the way through here at Croatian, through crowning a champion as it stands. Zimmer in 4th on the track right now, Jin in 5th. There's going to have to be a couple of mistakes here for anything to change hands late. I would like to absolutely heap all sorts of praise right now on Simba. Bear in mind, he had him in Tier 6. He won the Tier 6 title. He's come up with a couple of races to go because we wanted to test his pace, and he's going again. He's going to try and, he's getting on the podium as it stands in Tier 4 in this feature race. So he's not been phased at all by the step up. And the only person in front of him is about to become the tier champion, so it's not a bad run at all. Zab's going to be ruining all his missed opportunities this season. I pointed out at the beginning of the stream, he had qualified on pole 3 times in a row now and made nothing of any of them. He came in 6th in Monza off of pole. I'm pretty sure he actually came outside the top 10. It was just a gory showing whenever he landed on pole this season, and it's going to be his undoing. Laguna also didn't help. Yeah, it's going to be a season missed opportunities here for Zab, but for Polty, it's been, honestly, one-way traffic for a long time. We're on lap 22 now, and the season isn't going to be over after tonight. Well, at least half the championship will. Polty will need to drop behind Zab. Remember, the difference is that Zab has to outscore Polty here. We'll see whether or not there's going to be anything that sways the tide with 3 to go. 3 some change, Dimmer. That's not where the corner is. They're in too much of the apex there. Jin right behind him now. Just looks like these two on the softs have not got anything to give. That's Zab in front of him on the medium. They're just not catching. They're just not catching him. I don't think this two-stop is a well thought out strategy in the slightest. kind of get away with it with half the tier going for the 2-stop, I guess, but everyone who's done the 1-stop has benefited in some way, shape, or form. Amy's come back from being tailed off at the start of the race. She's 6th. Zab's gained from 10th to 3rd. Polty and Simba were already gone, so those two effectively stayed there they were. The only person in front of them at the time was Jin. Personally, I think even soft hard would have been a better strategy than this. O'Leary in 7th here. JMS nowhere to be seen after that in 8th. Arak in 9th. Dex in 10th. Another 2 of the 2-stoppers who have... I mean, Dex may have... well, Dex has effectively stayed in the same place. Arak has plummeted a little bit. Clyde in 11th. That's not in 11th anymore. That's commentator's curse, isn't it? We're right off the track as soon as they get onto the camera angle. Well, Mo's going to go by there. Mo up into 11th. Clyde into 12th. Revelit is currently in 13th. Rackers in 14th. And Dollwatcher has not had a very pleasant start to his tenure in Tier 4. Definitely not been a pleasant start in the slightest for him so far. Continue on. And Mo right behind Dex and Orak, but he's got no tyres compared to the other two. The other two's tyres are significantly better than his right now. JMS and the mediums there in front. Orak is clipping him down, but it'll be too little too late. And O'Leary on the same strategy, then Amy's on her own as well. Zimmer and Jin are still right on the back of each other and still nowhere near up. And Zab's just hoping for a miracle at this point, because look at that gap. Look at that gap. It is massive. It is to the point where Polty could probably spin with no tyres left on his car and still get away with this. He has got very little left for his car tyres to give down the soft. He has somehow made this work. It is impressive. It is rather impressive, honestly. Seemingly unnecessary when you've got a title to win tonight, but it's the fact that he's made it work is fair play on him. Look at that, on to the final lap. This is just going to be a victory lap now. This is just going to be one and done. One of, well, potentially the safest laps in history to be put on show here by Polty. Well, as soon as I say that, he almost spins the car. And well, this is just one to the line. Any mistakes, and it could be picked up by Zab if it's a bad enough mistake. But if there is no mistake left in Polty's race, then the championship will be his. He came into the day with a 50-point advantage. That meant he just couldn't be beat by 7. In order to take it to the final, well, and for Zab to take it to the final day, Zab got a good run in the sprint race, got the 8, but unfortunately couldn't keep it up. He's going to get a double podium, but he has nothing on this man. This man has done 7 effectively flawless races up to this point. And even though his tyres are shot, he is going to drag this McLaren the 10 laps that he needed to. Well, the 9 laps he needed to on the softs. On what has been effectively a perfect season. And there is no more mistakes. There is no more chance for mistakes here. This will be one of the safest corners you will ever see from any driver in this predicament. His tyres have gone off, but he will not care. He's kept the car in check as he comes up the hill. One last corner, one last time, and he goes to the line, and Polty is going to win Tier 4. What a season, and he wins it with 1 to spare. Simba gets second on what is a great feature race on his debut in Tier 4. Zab gets a double podium, but it isn't enough. You'll have to feel for him there. Zimmer gets 4th, Amy gets 5th, and Jin drops again. We'll actually have to see what happened there. Looks like Jin may have messed up. Oh, he's out of tyres. He's out of tyres. He made the 2-stop, and he still didn't make the tyres work. Oh, and he got a little bit on the wall for good measure there as well. Amy's going to get this one fairly easily. Got tyres left for easily another couple of laps. It probably should have gone off the hard sooner. And there you go, Amy up in the 5th. Good recovery drive for Amy. It isn't enough, but it is a good recovery drive for Amy. Needed to outscore Polty by 2 positions, did not do that. The title is over. The Constructors, not quite. But not quite is a very strong word when it's over 50 points, 1 to go. JMS in 8th, Dex in 9th, Vorak in 10th. The 2-stop just did not work. Clyde in 11th, Mo in 12th, Revolit is in 13th here. There you go, Revolit in 13th, Frackers in 14th. Didn't come last, but not again. Again, a day to forget for him. As Dill Watcher is going to come over the line to end last of the finishers. And that is it. That is it. We've got one more race for Tier 4, but the Drivers' Championship is already secured. Polty putting the exclamation mark on. A great season here, winning in style. Comfortable in the end. Zab could do nothing but watch. And it's a McLaren day. It's a McLaren season. And Polty is going to get the automatic bid into the next tier next season. And with a little bit more challenge for him. But until then, until the next race, and the final one for Deep Forest Reverse, I'll see you guys then in a bit.